General Treatment Product Failure Training Series. What we're going to do now is we're going to set up the relays to feed acid or feed caustic or base. So what we need to do now, since we've got our pH sensor set up, we got it all wired, we got it all installed, is we need to set the relays to then feed acid or feed caustic. And you can see that this one here is set already for on-off, and this one's set for a flow timer, and I believe a biocide timer. And those are the standard kind of settings for these. So what we're going to do is we're going to take number one and we're going to make it into an acid pump, okay, or feed acid. So enter maintenance. It is in on-off, but I want you to make sure, so I want you to run all the way to the bottom, go to mode, go to on-off. Okay, now it's in the right mode, the correct logic for that relay. Now we're going to hit maintenance, handoff auto. We're going to turn this thing to auto. You can see that line number one comes on. It's probably because the set points are in the wrong place. I believe this solution is 8, and right now it says 7. So we're going to come down, enter. We're going to make our setting, let's say at 8.5. We want it to come on, and we want a dead band of, let's say, a half a pH point, which would be, so it goes all the way around, 0.5. Duty cycle, leave it at 0. Duty cycle percentage, leave it at 100. Output limit timer, if it ever has a problems or something goes wrong and it keeps feeding acid, you want it to shut off. Say if it only feeds for 10 minutes, we're going to put a limit on that. Let's put a limit of 10 minutes. You can see 10-minute limit. Reset output timeout. When it times out, you have to go in here to unlock it. Interlock channels, if you have a flow switch, make sure it's active. If you don't have one, make sure you can always turn that off. We're going to go in here, we're going to make sure, because we do have a flow switch, we're going to turn it on. And when we turn it on, right now you can see it shut up because there is no flow. So we're going to go back in there. I'll show you there's a little dot on the D1. You hit the up arrow key and it comes on. Hit the down arrow key, it goes off. Up arrow key on. Okay? Activate with channels if you wanted to turn on, it doesn't apply to feeding acid. Minimum cycle, if you have, say the pump takes, 15 minutes to, it's out in the sun, it's pumping chlorine or something like that, or you have a minimum that you want it to come on just to make sure it's primed and it's making an adjustment, you can make this 20 seconds. So no matter what, it comes on 20 seconds, that pump's going to come on, and you can be sure at that point then it delivers product. A hand limit time, right now it's set at 10 minutes. Hand limit is the very beginning when we did the auto, you can put it to hand, and when the hand comes off, it automatically switches back off when it goes off. So you can just come in and feed chemical for 10 minutes. Reset total time, input, the pH sensor. Okay, and here's the one that you guys got to pay attention to is direction, forcing lower. You have two choices, of course, force higher and force lower. Now the force lower on the direction for this relay means is that when it hits the 8 and you energize this relay, whatever is going to happen, the actions of this relay is going to force it down. So you're basically saying I'm feeding pH, I'm feeding acid. Okay, so that would be it. If you wanted to feed it the opposite way or base, or you're going to feed a caustic, then you would make it say force higher, and you would put your set points up at the top of the menu, you put those a lot lower. So the name of it, this is the one I like to change. It does say on off. I don't care for that because it really doesn't tell anybody anything about what this thing does. So once I set it up for acid, I'm going to come in here. I'm going to AC, and I get going really quick and almost pass them up. FED, make that blank, and you can make, say, like acid pump if you wanted to, but acid, at least acid will tell you, okay, this, I want acid to plug into R1. And you can name it your chemical, you can name it whatever you want. On off is right, and you are done. You're going to hit return back, go back. It is interlocked because it'll flow switch. But if we go back to outputs, we see that R1 is for acid, and we can do that very same thing for R2 to make a base, and then we can plug in the caustic pump into 2. So that's how you set up your outputs.
Watch your direction.